out of my head.
So recently I watched Produce 48 for the first time, and it got me reconsidering a video I made in the past where I was sorting different idols into the big three schools in Winx Club. And I started wondering where I would put idols that I had formerly talked about, but also how I could incorporate the idea of a big competition into this Winx Club idol universe that I'm apparently creating. So I decided that I wanted to come up with an idea for if Produce 48 was a magical competition, basically a competition where you're trying to get into the big three schools. And I would cover the ways that they are tested and how individual girls would fare in the competition. So I've gone through all of that already, and I want to talk about it a little bit today. So obviously the competition is separated into different rounds. The first evaluation, they just show off their powers. They'd get their grades. The reevaluation, they would be taught basic spells and perform in some kind of test. And the center battle, they'd kind of go against functional fixedness of magic, try to use their magic in creative ways. The team evaluation, there would be a test of convergence. The position evaluation, they tried to specialize in different ways. Concept evaluation, there would be site-based testing. And then the debut evaluation, there would be a real-world application of their skills. This is the fun part. I'm going to cover IZ*ONE first, naturally, and then I'm going to talk about some of the other girls who maybe got more screen time or who I know a little bit more about as a K-pop fan. But first, we're going to talk about IZ*ONE, and we're going to start with Wonyoung. She's the youngest to take the test ever. She has, or I thought it would be fun if she had some kind of wings motif. So, like, it would be funny if she was hovering slightly in the air despite already being so tall. And she decided to take the test when she got her wings so young and seemed destined for it. And because she goes on to sing a different I Am and IVE than the I Am song in the show, I thought it would be fun if there was some kind of existential development, like she had her wings manifest before her powers. As far as Sakura goes, she was the inspiration for the system as a whole, because I am a big LE SSERAFIM fan, but I don't know if I covered her in the original video, but I didn't know as much about Produce 48 at the time, and so knowing this part of her story, and she is kind of emblematic of the sort of system of the AKB48 part of Produce 48. It just changed things, I guess I could say. So for Sakura, I decided that she would be switching from one type of mage, like more of a wizard, to a fairy. She was already in a good school, but decided to take the test to get into Althea. She was number one in the pre-test, and she was having a bit of a hard time practicing. Specifically, she struggled with what role to play, whether it was because of herself or others. She has a reputation as an ace, and it feels like she has to represent people well, and she struggles with what type of magic user she is, a wizard or a fairy like she wants to be. As far as Yuri, she started off in a really good place. She's quickly humbled, though, but manages to bounce back. She got kicked from one school to another. She's really strong in magic, but she has to manage her power output. And sometimes she's so scared that nothing comes out, but people don't understand her fear because she puts on a brave face. Also, I thought she could have like a magic bird that she calls her Taxi, just because of the song Taxi. And the inspiration is Corviknight from Pokemon. So for Yenna, they say that she's suited to I Am, and when I hear I Am, my mind immediately goes to the quote, I think therefore I am. So my mind goes to existentialism. So I thought, she's my bias. I can do this. She can have existential power, overcome the existential other, see past it, but in Nemo terms, what she sees is crooked, slightly off. And this all grants her versatility in basic magic, but she has trouble specializing. And she was cursed to see square people, but loves anyway. Like, she sees the people in Nemo all the time, but she still is obsessed with love. Eugen, extremely consistent, always performing at a high level. She could have some kind of power of momentum. So like she runs constant friction and has almost like a Techna-like conflict. Is she human? Does she break? For Nako, she started off in a bad school after poor testing results, but she has a good attitude, so she's well liked by her teachers and able to get far. She has insecurity about being called a pixie because she's small, and because of the Love Whisper performance in particular, I think it would be cool if her sweet voice can alter how people feel. So Eunbi, she took the test but left her previous school not feeling satisfied, going back to preparing for admission tests. She's called a balanced character, so she has very measured power. She's not the strongest in any one category, but strong enough and versatile. And I thought it would be cool if she was like a glitch in real life. Like, she comes and goes, but uses it to her advantage, and is most in control of herself underwater. Haewon might give royalty vibes if she was more confident. She was never chosen by a school, so she takes a big risk and tries to blend light and dark magic. She's still a fairy, but has a more distinct character, not stereotypical. She has her pixie, Minami, that she meets in the testing process. She's the only one to achieve this. Hitomi, hopes and dreams and magic are in her cheeks. She has a cat form, and she is from a realm with lots of magical forests. Chaewon is anti-fragile. She heals really fast, and she's unforgiven. She was born to a witch, but wanted to be a fairy and has to accept where she came from. Minju is very insecure and timid. She knows where Pixie Village is, as if born to feel small, and she wants to pursue literally bigger things, searching for a magic talent she can bear with pride. And then Cheon, it's immediately clear that she's one of the strongest candidates, and she was in a different similar test but failed. Is back stronger than ever, but haunted by the legend of Charlie, and she has a powerful knock, whatever that means. So, as far as the other girls go, this will somewhat involve IZ*ONE members as well, but I thought it would be really cool if there was like a society of vocal mages at Althea. So this involves girls vying for main vocal positions, so like Yuri, Eunbi, Nako, Yena, Cheon, Goen, Haeun, Choan, Yoonjin, Minji, etc., and like Wonka gets involved by accident. For worlds, because I wanted to do some world building based on like companies and stuff, or just individuals. Pledis should be from a realm of really tall people with like signature magic giraffes. People have blue and purple tongues. There are lots of towers because giraffes. Kim Sari, her realm could be undergoing revolution and could be kind of like Wonderland in some ways. The XYG trainees, they immigrated to magics from a powerful land. Jury, she is from a world with an egg motif. Why? Because she's the egg wrapper. As far as connections go between people, Choan, like Haewon, wasn't picked by a school. She was interested in Yena's square problem though, because cube. And it's a problem she wants to fix, like Flora with Murda. Gaon and Yuri, like Eunbi, they previously took the test and were accepted, but they're doing it over again. Haeun has a mentor at Althea, like Chungha. Jurina has extreme support from a different group of realms and is from the same realm as Sakura. And Minami is Haewon's pixie. As far as random abilities go, Choan could have some kind of like reversal pendulum power. Xian could have her languid walk that can hypnotize people. Cheyenne could have an unintentional aggressive side to her still light magic. Chiori has her ability to change her face. Eri has happy tears that have power. And the Celeb 5 girls, they infuse absurdity. That's about all I have notes on. I'm hoping this was an interesting glimpse into the way my mind works, but I don't know. If you have any ideas for this, let me know because I'd like to flesh it out, I guess. Not that I'm going to update it anytime soon, I don't think, but knowing me, I'll come back to it eventually. Yeah, I'm sorry I keep disappearing. It's hard when your doctor refuses to refill your meds because why would they do anything that they're supposed to do? So, the Etsy's still up. There are writing resources. Stickers will be up eventually. We'll see when. I don't know. My mind is an enigma, so so is my life. So we'll see.